Hey folks, following my previous video about the perception, I wanted to share a story which happened to me several years ago when I've been working as a head of projects and managing construction projects. So we had this big project which was very important to our boss and to the owner of our company. Our project had a specific concept and which was designed and approved by our owner. The mall where we had to we were building our store also was a specific design inside the mall, and that mall, by the way, was one of the biggest malls in Europe. And the owner of the mall himself was participating in the design of this concept, and they were not our concept and their concept were not aligned. So my boss, he wanted to preserve 100% preserve our concept without any kind of changes. And the department in charge from our company was responsible, this department which was responsible to resolve the problem and to somehow get approval and confirmation from them, couldn't do it for over 2.5 months. And my boss called me to his office and he asked me whether I can help him to resolve this issue. And first of all, he described the issue. And why he did that? Because he knew that I'm a person who is taking the bold actions, right? And very quick. I don't think a lot. But here, I've been thinking a lot. And he asked me, what do you need for that? I said, I need his number, the phone number of the owner of that mall. And this mall is a this company is multi-billion dollar company. So I said, okay, I can call it. And what I did, the next morning, I messaged him, just sent him a small message. And after like 1.5 hours, 2 hours after, he replied to me, like, who are you? What's it all about? And I said, actually, I'm representing, my name is Azar, and I'm representing this company, and we have this small obstacle which I wanted to resolve. Whether can I call him? And he read the message but didn't answer. I was driving to the office and then I got a call from him. I was like, wow, I stopped my car, answered the phone. In his voice, there was a fear. And I couldn't understand why. That moment, I couldn't understand why he has that fear. Because I thought maybe this is kind of his style of conversation. But it was a fear. In fact, it was a fear. And I just asked him whether tomorrow he's in Moscow, because he was from other city, whether he's in Moscow tomorrow and could I meet him just for 5-10 minutes. He said, like, with a small pause, he answered, yes, but for what? I said, I just want to show him something. That's it. He said, okay. And then I arrived in the office and that department in charge like called me, Azar, why did you do that? Why did you call him? What did you tell him? I said, I didn't tell him anything. I just asked him whether we can meet and resolve this problem. And this was a request of our boss. They said like, okay, but his representatives, they called us and they were unsatisfied. They were angry about this. So I said, okay, but I did what my boss told. And like in half an hour, boss called us all to his office. He was also angry about this because the department in charge, they have sent him the message that we have this kind of big problem and we don't know how we can resolve this problem because we had that problem, which was not the big problem, right? And now we have bigger problem because of the call of Azar to the owner of that mall. In the office of our boss, the owner of that mall, he called our boss and we were all in the room. We're sitting like quiet. He said like, be quiet. And he talked to him for 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. And you know what happened? He said, there's somebody who is representing your company called me and his name is Anzor. I was like, Anzor? What kind of Anzor? I'm Azar. And it's like a backup of your company, like a mafia, like a mafia. I was like surprised. And my boss, he was also surprised. He thought the problem was resolved. 3 minutes call, 3 minutes conversation on the phone, and the problem was resolved. He approved that we can proceed with our project, with our concept. But the thing is, that he thought that I'm mafia. I don't know why he thought that I'm mafia, right? And representing the company as a backup, as a mafia of the company. For a minute, for a second, it reminded me the movie The Godfather, where the Godfather Don Corleone is making an offer which he can't refuse, right? And this was something like that. I don't know, maybe the image where I'm like sitting very brutal and the bold action. Maybe these kind of things made him believe that I'm mafia, because a simple employee cannot call me because I'm that big guy. For me, eventually, it was not a big deal and what is not a big problem what he was thinking about me, right? But in the process itself, it was like very stressful. But the result was resolution of the problem. And my boss, what he did, because he was happy about that, he passed me $10,000 in the envelope, like it was like cash, $10,000 US dollars. He passed me as a gift. He says, "This is for you for your work." This is about the perception. Not it's not very important what you say sometimes, right? It's very important how you say it and what people think about that. So this is the story which happened to me, and this is the story about perception. Maybe this story can help to any of you. I would be happy. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.